When a narcissist realizes they can't control you anymore, they don't simply walk away. They unleash one last devastating trick that Carl Jung warned about. A tactic so manipulative, it can undo years of healing if you don't recognize it. Most people think once you've broken free from a narcissist, the battle is over. But Jung discovered something far darker. He found that the true danger doesn't come when you're weak. It comes when you finally grow strong. See, narcissists feed off control. They're not looking for love in the way healthy people do. What they crave is power over your emotions, your decisions, and even your sense of identity. When you were vulnerable, uncertain, or eager for approval, you gave them exactly what they needed: validation. You were their psychological fuel. But something shifts when you begin to heal. When you start setting boundaries. When you stop apologizing for your worth. Suddenly, their greatest fear comes true. You no longer need them. And that terrifies them, because your strength reflects the emptiness they've been running from their entire lives. Jung called this moment the power inversion crisis. It's the instant when the victim becomes stronger than the manipulator. And instead of accepting defeat, the narcissist goes to war. Now here's the shocking part. They don't attack your weaknesses anymore. That strategy no longer works. Instead, they attack your strengths. Jung called this psychological projection warfare. They'll twist your growth into flaws. If you've learned to say no, suddenly you're cold. If you've found your voice, they'll call you aggressive. If you've built confidence, they'll sneer that you've become arrogant. This isn't random criticism, it's targeted. Jung explained that they deliberately shame the very qualities that set you free. He called it strength shaming. The goal? To make you doubt your healing and drag you back into submission. But that's just phase one. If shaming your strength doesn't work, they switch tactics. Jung identified their next move as nostalgic manipulation. They'll say things like, "Remember when you used to laugh at my jokes? You were so much happier before all this self-help stuff." Or, "I miss the old you. We were so good together before you changed." This is not about missing the real you. It's about missing the controllable you. Jung described this as psychical time travel. An attempt to pull you back into an earlier version of yourself. One that served their needs better. And if strength shaming and nostalgia both fail, the narcissist will play their most dangerous card: manufactured vulnerability. This is the dirty trick Jung warned us about. Suddenly, the narcissist becomes fragile, broken, and in crisis. Just when you're at your strongest. They'll come to you with health scares, financial emergencies, family drama, or emotional breakdown. At first glance, it looks like coincidence. But Jung discovered it's calculated. Narcissists keep mental notes of your empathy triggers. What makes you drop everything? What makes you feel guilty? what convinces you to abandon your own boundaries. Then when they sense you slipping away, they weaponize those triggers. Here's the terrifying part. They will often create the very crises they beg you to help them solve. They might sabotage their own finances, relationships, or health, just to lure you back into the caretaker role. And it works because you care. Jung said that narcissists are masters at using compassion as a leash. They don't just want your help. They want you to sacrifice your growth to give it to them. They'll say things like, "I know you don't usually lend money, but I really need you this once." Or, "I know you said you needed space, but I can't get through this without you." But here's the truth Jung uncovered. Every "just this once" is a test. A test to see if they still matter more than your well-being. And if you give in, you confirm their control. That's why this trick is so dangerous. Manufactured vulnerability feels real. The narcissist might genuinely be struggling, but they chose you, not because you're the only one who can help, but because you're the one most likely to surrender your freedom to do so. So how do you protect yourself? Jung's answer was something he called differentiated compassion. It means you can feel empathy for someone's pain without taking responsibility for fixing it. You can care without being controlled. You can witness their crisis without sacrificing your healing. Jung reminded us, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. So when a narcissist tries to drag you back into old patterns with shame, nostalgia, or crisis, you must pause and ask yourself, is helping them helping me become who I truly am? Or is it pulling me further away? Now here's the final insight Jung gave us. And it changes everything. Narcissists fear your strength, not just because it threatens their control, but because it reminds them of their own potential for growth. A potential they've abandoned. Your authenticity is their mirror. And that's why they fight so hard to break it. But every time you resist, every time you hold your boundary in the face of their crisis, you prove something powerful. Their control was always an illusion. True strength isn't about never being manipulated. It's about recognizing manipulation, naming it, and still choosing your authentic self. Because in the end, the narcissist's desperation to control you is nothing more than proof of how powerful you've already become. Their last dirty trick only works if you forget who you are. But once you see it for what it is, a desperate attempt to reclaim an illusion of power, you realize something life-changing. Their need to manipulate you is actually evidence of your freedom. And freedom is worth protecting at all costs. Thank you for staying with me through this exploration. If you found value in today's discussion, share this with someone who needs it. And don't forget to subscribe, because this journey of uncovering truth and reclaiming strength is just beginning.